part of who have joined us already. We just waiting for another 3 minutes for us to start the session for today, which is basically focusing on home furnishing and flooring for spring summer 2024. So we allow and wait for another 3 more minutes, and then we would start the session formally. Thank you for being there.
Now,
hang on, Urvashi. What are you saying, Urvashi?
I'm saying I think we should start now.
We have 2-3 more confirmations who are just wanting to get online. That's why we're waiting.
Okay.
Allow us 2 minutes more.
Yeah, sure.
This session, which EPCH has coordinated along with WGSN. Vikram Joshi still says that he's unable to see anything. Vikram ji, pretty surprising because now everybody is able to see the screen. एक बारी के लिए प्लीज आप री लॉग इन कर लीजिए जब तक हम वापस से इंट्रोडक्शन दे रहे हैं. I would request each and everyone to have these question and answer session post the session. We would want to start the session now. We have waited like about 15 minutes for people to join us because we had requests. So today's seminar is kept for the season which is coming, that is spring summer 2024. And we wish to introduce you the home furnishing and flooring segment, where we are also focusing on the colors, we're focusing on the patterns, we're talking about materials. Why we are doing this, what is the importance of this, is because people are interested in buying right kind of products. The generations have evolved post-COVID, the requirements have evolved, and hence we are all looking at the right kind of product and the right kind of colors that can be adapted in our product range and can be further offered to our buyers. So I will not take much long, but I'll just introduce you to our speaker for today, that is Urvashi. Urvashi Gupta is a WGSN head here in India, and she will be representing and guiding us through the home furnishing and flooring segment for the trends and forecast. If there are any questions that you need to ask, please, session khatam hone ke baad, we'll have a question and answer round where me and Urvashi will be assisting in answering you all your queries. The recording of this particular session will be given to everybody. So ye main pehle hi bol rahi hu because every time we have this constant requirement of ki copy milegi ya nahi milegi. So we do not give the presentation it's as such, but we definitely share the copy of the recordings to each and everyone. So the email which you have registered from is the same email address jahan par aapko iski recording milegi. So not to waste more time, Vikram Joshi ji has still mentioned me that he's still not able to see the screen. So I have no idea. I think is Satpal there online? Satpal ji? सतपाल जी?
Yes, sir.
सर हमारे एंड पे कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है ना टेक्निकल, बिकॉज हमारे पास
प्रॉब्लम होती तो मैडम 60 अटेंडीज अभी हैं और तो किसी
So
को
Vikram
वो
sir,
log
I
in
think
कर
there is
सकते हैं
some
दोबारा
problem
नहीं
on
log in
your
कर सकते
side. हाँ, because you're able to hear me. It's just that your screen is not seen. So there's some technical problem because rest everyone is able to see. So please log in once again.
No, I think there may be a setting wherein they say switch off incoming video. So if that is the case, Mr. Vikram, then you would all not be able to see it.
I have a message from Nandeep Shah saying कि कश्मीर में दिख रही है. So just restart once more, Vikram sir, and I think it will be get going. Urvashi, let's start the seminar for today. Please begin.
Thank you, Amla, and thank you everybody for joining. I would like to wish everyone a very good afternoon, and thank you to each and everybody at EPCH and the members who have given us so much love and credibility that we've been invited again and again to present seasonal trends, over time at EPCH, and we hope this to continue. So currently today, this is again like this is we are going to have webinar in 3 weeks in a row. And please excuse my voice today. I have a little cough. So that's why I'm also not switching on my video. And Delhi में सबको पता है pollution का बुरा हाल है. I think that has got the better of me. So today we are going to cover home furnishings and flooring. And primarily, we are going to cover the textile direction for spring summer 2024 for the above mentioned category, for the above mentioned categories of furnishings and floorings. So without further ado, let's try to sow some seeds of inspiration into the brains of all the attendees. So starting off with a small introduction, the first part of today's presentation will cover the design drivers which are going to support the collection development for home furnishing and floorings ahead of 2024. And we will also highlight the most important directions for spring summer 24. Now, what has happened is in the past few years, home furnishing and flooring has actually moved beyond the traditional conventions. Whether उसको चाहे मटेरियल की वजह से बोले, चाहे कलर की वजह से बोले, चाहे प्रोसेस या फॉर्म की वजह से बोले, इतने डिफरेंट तरह के फर्निशिंग्स और फ्लोरिंग फैब्रिक्स आ गए हैं. Yeah.
I'll stop you. I'm sorry. But I have several messages now that the screen is black. They're not able to see the screen. एक बारी आप reshare करो अपनी screen, please.
Okay.
Soni Dahiya ji, Ruchit, Ujjwal Jain, Vikram Joshi, all these guys. Okay, Damini said screen is visible. Anyways, we're trying to accommodate everybody, so it's okay. It's technology. कभी-कभी problems हो जाती हैं. That's okay. We'll just reshare it once more. Okay, so now whoever was not able to see, if you can, I cannot see the screen. It's black. Tanushri, please see if we've reshared the screen. Vikramji, please let us know. Oh, this is very weird. This has never happened with us. Okay. Now I can see. Okay, so far, bingo. Chalo. Urvashi, let's start again. Thank you. Urvashi, you're mute.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Okay, now everybody is able to see the screen.
Okay,
Chalo,
so,
let's start.
I probably will not be able to repeat it because the presentation is all extempore. So basically it was just introduction for those who've not seen the screen. I hope I was audible. So we basically just said that it is a small introduction before we start the presentation. And we'll cover the design drivers which are going to support collection development for home furnishing and flooring ahead of 2024. And and we are going to also cover the most important directions for spring summer 24. And then I said that all of us must have been noticing that home furnishing and flooring has actually moved beyond the traditional conventions, whether it is by means of material, color, process, या वो कैसे बनते हैं. And what I also mentioned was that we are going to continue to see the evolution in these categories. So this was before resharing the screen. Coming back, so अभी तक तो हमने जो अभी मैंने बात करी वो देखा. Going forward in 2024, color is going to be the most important element for bringing a sense of optimism in terms by means of furnishings and floorings. So there are going to be statement brights which are going to uplift the basic industrial designs. There are going to be exuberant, extremely modern shapes which are going to be filled with colorful patterns and ombre effects come 2024.
Urvashi, your screen is only introduction scene. Is it so?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Okay.
I am giving introduction कि हम क्या expect करेंगे आगे जाके. उसके बाद I will keep giving the stories behind it. Okay. So so अभी हम पहले हमने एक ट्रेडिशनल उसकी बात करी, उसके बाद कलर आने वाला है, आगे पोस्ट मॉडर्न शेप्स आने वाली हैं which are going to be filled with colorful patterns and ombre effects. कैसे होगा वो हम आगे देखते हैं. Touch and feel is also going to be an important aspect of product development going forward in the season 2024. Surface detailings बहुत होंगी जिसमें dry desert touch finishes होंगी या fluffy cozy fabrications होंगी. We will also talk about craft techniques and handmade finishes, etc., etc. Historical designs जो हैं वो best sellers बनेंगे. आप सब trade fairs visit करते हैं, you must have seen Maison Object. and Milan Design Week or the London Design Week. तो new directions वहाँ से जो emerge होके आ रही हैं, it is all telling us about experimentation as a key design element, which is going to cater to the changing consumer demographic, जो कि अपनी हर product ownership में एक अपनी personality और एक narrative देखना चाहते हैं, right? Now, moving on with the main presentation. So this is our first slide. Now you will be able to see 6 images, right, Amla? I just want to
Yes.
ensure we are all on the
Yeah,
same
there are
page.
six blocks
Right.
to it. Yeah.
Great. So now what you can see from here and what we want to also explain it to you is that color confidence is going to come to the forefront in very unexpected formats. You know, consumers will have to be provided with statement must haves. मतलब अगर आप collection design कर रहे हैं, आपके पास statement pieces तो होने पड़ेंगे. You know, so imagine your existing products with some expressive bright colors. Imagine rugs and flooring pieces in acid bright colors, or let's say cushions in hot pink. Like, you know, ये second picture देखिए आप. So cushions in hot pink, that is bringing a pop of color to your monotonous life. Try and also invest in garden and outdoor furniture to uplift these spaces for an all year round use. मतलब एक hybrid working तो एक norm बन चुका है. तो you know, people like to work, जैसे हम अपने ऑफिसेज में भी जाते हैं, जो बड़े ऑफिसेज आप देखते हैं, वहां पे क्या होता है, कभी हम अपने सीट पे बैठ के काम कर लेते हैं, कभी कैफेटेरिया से काम कर लेते हैं, कभी समटाइम्स इफ इट इज अ नाइस वेदर, इफ इट इज सनी इनफ, इन विंटर्स हम कभी कभी टेरेस पे भी चले जाते हैं, यू नो. तो ऐसी ही चीजें कुछ घर में भी होने वाली हैं. देयर आर गोइंग टू बी आउटडोर लाउंजर्स which are going to range in all the pop colors that you can think of, and think of them having an inflatable core, जिसमें कि upholstery is more solution dyed acrylic. Now acrylic किस लिए? Because acrylic is engineered to resist outdoor elements. You know, acrylic will not wear off because of the weather. धूप से या बारिश से खराब नहीं होगा. So inspiration के लिए I can give an example. न्यूयॉर्क बेस्ड एक इन टू ग्रीन इंडोर आउटडोर रेंज है, which is produced with post consumer plastic bottles, and they have blankets which are very quick dry and fade resistant because they are made of post consumer plastic bottles. तो इसमें आप sustainability का भी ध्यान रख रहे हैं, आप environment को भी एक you know factor दे रहे हैं, that you are reduce, I mean single use plastic है उसको आपने अपने product में convert कर लिया, आपने environment को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचने दिया because you are utilizing those products, etc etc. So बहुत सारे factors होंगे. So how you can action this above inspiration is by launching trusted staples in mood boosting colors to give users a pleasure and surprise in the home. Use this to highlight complex woven cozy boucles and your upholstery, or use it in trims and fastening details. So आप color के बारे में आप ये colors ऐसे ऐसे use कर सकते हैं जैसे मैंने अभी बताया आपको. Moving on to the second trend direction, it is all about amped up stripes and checks. This story essentially talks about evolving autumn-winter 23-24's direction, which we have also covered in our previous webinars if you have participated in them, by generating an energized narrative with perennial fabrics in electrifying colorways. A sure shot winner for Spring-Summer 24 and beyond is the thought that gives traditional designs a very modern look. आप प्लीज ये images देखिए, बिल्कुल traditional designs हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ color की वजह से और you know कॉमन फैब्रिक्स पे इलेक्ट्रीफाइंग कलर्स लगाएंगे तो बिल्कुल एक मॉडर्न लुक निकल के आ रही है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, think of how locally grown palm fiber can be used in vertical loom rugs. You know, also look at for inspiration, look at West Ham's outdoor collection को आप प्लीज एक बार जरूर चेक करिएगा. The woven polyester weave is featuring vibrant stripes and clashing neon tones to refresh outdoor living areas.
Urvashi, I have
Yeah.
to interrupt. I'm sorry. Just check your internet stability, because I think there are again people who are not able to see your screen at all.
नहीं, मेरी तो बिल्कुल ठीक चल रही है इंटरनेट.
दोबारा रीस्टार्ट करो, बिकॉज जब रीस्टार्ट किया था तो दिखने लग गया था. अभी फिर वृशाली का, प्रियंका का, इन सब का किसी को नहीं दिख रहा.
बहुत स्ट्रेंज है ये, क्योंकि हम
Yeah, it has never happened, I know, but आई नो नरेश जी, कुछ लोगों को दिख रहा है, कुछ को नहीं दिख रहा है, और हमारी कोशिश है कि हम सबको दिखाएं, बिकॉज वी taken a lot of effort to make a presentation, and I don't want that there are people who don't see anything, then there is no point, उनका time भी waste होगा. So now I think everybody is able to see. Just confirm once before we start talking. Now visible, Priyanka has just said. Anirudh is saying visible. It's visible. Perfect. Urvashi, let's start again. Great, guys.
Again from the beginning.
No, यहाँ से अभी ये जो समझा रहे थे वो नहीं दिख रहा था, तो शुरू यहीं से करो.
So I was talking about how normal perennial fabrics can be given a modern look just by using electrifying colors, which is very visible on the screen now. And then I spoke about Westem's outdoor collection, which should be looked at for inspiration because they are using stripes and clashing neon tones to refresh outdoor living areas. Then also an exporter should also look at promoting a range which is inspired by vacation cabana stripes. अब आपको याद होगा तो आज से कुछ 15 साल पहले cabana stripes बहुत चले थे. You know, those broad stripes. So try uplifting your products for an easy to transport feature such as, let's say, an easy fold. जैसे हमारे योगा मैट्स में होता है ना, sways with a handy strap. मतलब for example आपका blanket है, लेकिन उस ब्लैंकेट में एक स्ट्रैप अटैच कर दीजिए ताकि वो फोल्ड होके बड़ा इजीली कैरी हो जाए. सो इन समरी बेसिकली वर्क ऑन अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्राइप्स ऑन स्ट्राइप्स, check and plates, and in a variety of product types, and also make it more functional and easy to transport by using various kind of features. Moving on, I hope सबको दिख रहा है.
हाँ, अभी कोई मैसेज नहीं आ रहा. इंटरप्ट इफ दैट इज द केस. कैरी ऑन.
क्योंकि हम 5th स्लाइड पे पहुंच चुके हैं.
Yeah.
हाँ.
No, but nobody is disturbed yet now. Everybody is able to see, so don't worry. Carry on.
Okay. So our next story is Retro Refined, which has a very strong take on the velvet looks as the core direction for soft furnishings, while playing a key role in linear retro narratives. So इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है that one should look at expanding into a variety of velvets, velvet, velour, corduroy fabric, and apply them to upholstery, drapes, and cushion sets. Now, fabrics like velvet corduroy have a very high pile profile and with high performance for a very luxurious finish. So, ये जो green velvet couch आपको दिख रहा है, first image है जिसमें ये doggy बैठा हुआ है, this is designed with a ruched structure. So it is giving it a very lived in kind of a quality. और हम हमेशा इसकी बात करते हैं कि lived in quality हो आपके फर्नीचर में, जो उसको थोड़ा सा what do you say, एक personal feeling लेके आता है. ऐसे नहीं लगता कि बिल्कुल नया नया है and all that, but it is still very new. So surface decoration के लिए try to propose retro rhythms. What are retro rhythms? Retro rhythm is something like combining low and high pile heights in a mixture of yarns, shag pile, fringing, for a vintage inspired rug, and generate a high end look with sheen and matte fabrics that encourage touch. मतलब कुछ हम कभी कभी ऐसे फैब्रिक्स यूज करते हैं ना कि आपके कस्टमर को आके उसको बोलते हैं कि मैं इसको छू के देख सकता हूँ, तो वो छू के देखना वाला जो है ना, दैट इज try and use those kind of fabrics. So use classic mid tones to provide a nod to nostalgia, and for printed types try to introduce geometric shapes because geometrics बहुत ज्यादा आने वाले हैं. हमारी next story है baroque blooms. This trend is driven by a continued appreciation of vintage and opulent crafts. Textiles hold a kind of romanticism featuring baroque blooms and ribbons. So try to source pre-loved fabrics and apply them to cushion covers, passementerie, or large surface areas. Try to communicate the traditional craftsmanship that you have used to appeal to the 2024's connectors consumer group. तो मतलब अगर WGSN Insights में हमारी एक रिपोर्ट है, कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर होता है, कंज्यूमर इनसाइट्स करके एक प्लेटफॉर्म है हमारा, उसमें एक रिपोर्ट है जिसमें हम पूरी कंज्यूमर प्रोफाइल करते हैं किसी भी पर्टिकुलर. There is a lot of background noise. If someone is trying to talk or move around things, I would request to please mute themselves. Yeah. So जो 2024 के हमारा कंज्यूमर प्रोफाइल है उसमें एक ग्रुप है कनेक्टर ग्रुप. इट इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ग्रुप. So this strategy is supposed to influence them, attract them, appeal to the connector group, and this will also help support the higher price point and quality of items that are going to in turn become future heirlooms. तो मतलब ये जैसे हम जनरेशन टू जनरेशन कुछ चीज पास ऑन करते हैं ना, तो ये बैरोक ब्लूम्स उस टाइप का पैटर्न है कि दैट इज बेसिकली गोइंग टू बिकम लाइक अ फ्यूचर हेयरलूम कि आप. सो हाउ डू यू एक्शन दिस? You action this by entering into partnerships with archivists. Archivists मतलब जो पुरानी चीजों को संभाल के रखते हैं, to discover past textiles, while at the same time honoring the classical textile making techniques and reviving the old ornamental patterns. Try to create jacquards, try to create wovens and trims that have a very antique kind of a quality. Stock smaller products, ज़्यादा मत भरिए अपने range को इससे. Signature products रखिए. So stock smaller products to make this direction very approachable. आप क्या चीजें कर सकते हैं इसमें? जैसे आप इससे प्रोडक्ट्स बना सकते हैं जो कि कुशन कवर्स होंगे, प्रोडक्ट्स बना सकते हैं जो कर्टन टाइज है, ट्रिम्स है, पूफ्स है, जो कि एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग एंट्री पॉइंट है किसी भी कैटेगरी का. फिर देन यू जज बिटवीन अ ईयर टू अ ईयर. छोटे प्रोडक्ट्स में कम इन्वेस्टमेंट करके आप देखिए आपकी वो कैसे चल रही है, हाउ योर कस्टमर्स और योर बायर्स आर पार्टेकिंग टू दैट काइंड ऑफ ट्रेंड. अगर वो अच्छा बड़ा बनता है तो आगे हम उसको और इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, which we will know only in the future once we launch it. Right? Everybody with me?
Yes, but they say it's not visible again.
Oh dear.
So you'll have to reshare this slide again.
But is it available? Is it visible on your side, Amla?
It is available on our side. I am pretty surprised at how is this happening, but it just goes and comes. It goes and comes with, especially with 2-3 participant of us, but I don't know. All right, so it's reshared and I hope it starts happening again. आप अपना continue करो उर्वशी.
Yeah. So basically हो क्या रहा है ना, इसमें एक तो ब्रेक हो रहा है चेन ऑफ थॉट में, क्योंकि दूसरा ये है कि अगर आपकी तरफ दिख रहा है ना तो रिकॉर्डिंग तो ऑटोमेटिकली मिल ही जाएगी, और 2-3 लोगों के साथ हो रहा है तो मेरा इंटरनेट ठीक है, इट मे बी अ इशू विद देयर बैंडविड्थ.
I have told that also to them. So
Yeah.
they are also re-logging in and I've asked you also just to make sure कि दोनों में से किसी की तरफ से भी ठीक हो जाए,
हाँ,
मतलब the
तो
problem
इसके
should
बाद
get
अगर
solved.
आपकी तरफ से प्रॉब्लम आती है ना अमला, तो फिर हम उसको रीशेयर करेंगे. बट अगर आपकी तरफ आ रहे तो रिकॉर्डिंग तो हो ही रही है.
Yeah. So
है ना?
yeah, so I know, but it keeps going on and off. So ठीक है, आप continue करो.
ओके. तो हमारा नेक्स्ट डायरेक्शन है एक्सेंट्रिक ट्रिम्स. सो here you will have to tap into the creative confidence's eccentric side by designing fun frills, fringing. मतलब इसमें ना fun element बहुत है products में. So textural details हैं which is giving home goods a very fun edge. So you will have to be daring with mixing patterns, dare to mix colors, textures, go from one range to the other. इसका कुछ उठाया, उसका कुछ उठाया. Include techniques like raffia, beading, satin fringing and mini tassels into your products. So इससे होगा क्या, that fun fringing, तो आप ये actually internet पे भी जा सकते हैं. This is a hashtag which is called hashtag fun fringing. It is that popular कि ये hashtag बन गया है. So hashtag fun fringing can instantly bring dimension to everyday items such as cushions, throws and poofs. So try to experiment with creating ruched and pleated trims, exaggerate fringe edging, do some mini tassel passementerie. Market this as an accessible way for value-minded consumers to upgrade the existing soft goods. Moving on, as the name suggests, as the look suggests, this is patchwork patterns. And like I said, as the name suggests, this design is purely a collage creation via patchwork, applique, or quilted construction. So what exporters can do is use this direction to transform dead stock materials and offcuts into unique homewares. So appeal to DIY minded consumers with craft kits and complementary tutorials that they can try at home. Work with the artist or designer to host a short term run of basic to intermediate level courses as you launch your collection. तो इसमें सिर्फ आपकी कस्टमर एंगेजमेंट का बहुत इम्पोर्टेंस है, हाउ यू एंगेज विद योर कस्टमर्स. The next trend is boho repeats. This again is talking about continuation of the previous season's conversation around craft connections by drawing on boho references and working with traditional artisanal methods. So one should look at worldly crafts that resonate with your specific brand. तो ये जब आप इसको डिजाइन करेंगे, आप अपने ब्रांड के बारे में सोचें. आप ये ना सोचें कि ट्रेंड क्या चल रहा है. आपको अपनी एक कलेक्शन बनानी है जिसको आप एक यूनिक सेलिंग पॉइंट बनाएंगे अपनी कलेक्शन का, राइट? So, for example, use PBON's weaving technique with cotton to create patterns that speak of a particular cultural identity. Offer exceptional fade resistant and water resistant properties, making it deal for dressing up indoor and outdoor things. Again, ये भी एक हैशटैग है. प्लीज ये हैशटैग्स आप अपने नोट्स में लिखते रहिए जहां जहां मैं बोल रही हूँ, बिकॉज जैसे ही आप हैशटैग इंडोर आउटडोर करेंगे ऑन गूगल, यू विल, वेदर और नॉट, अगर WGSN पे करेंगे तो WGSN पे तो हैशटैग बहुत ही सारे हैं, बट अगर आप नॉर्मली गूगल पे भी हैशटैग इंडोर आउटडोर करेंगे तो आपको बहुत सारी ऐसी इंस्पिरेशनल इमेजेस आपके पास आ जाएंगी. नाउ हाउ यू कैन एक्शन दिस. Try to seek respectful collaborative opportunities with artisans to create unique textiles under this trend. Surface decoration is key for this direction. Uh, so try and shape mini boho repeats or motifs that represent heritage inspired narratives. For inspiration, please look at this Brazilian brand called Monster Design the Superficie, which specializes in silk screen printing in a small batch production, thus offering collectible future heirlooms. Moving on, we go to tinted looks. These are, like you can see from the images, very soft diffusion of color, which is evoking a very futuristic feel for interiors. And this is actually blurring the line between physical and digital. So for textiles and shears are becoming finer and softer. And the product should be designed for a barely there feel of comfort. Materials are carrying a very tinted light color, which is a tinge of light, and try to test different fabric weights, for this trend, such as voiles, blinds, and soft falls. Ab soft fall fabric क्या होते हैं? This is again a hashtag soft falls. जैसे ही आप करेंगे, you will have natural shining fabrics and natural lightweight fabrics. इसमें एक combination आता है bamboo, silk and tencel का. So that is also, you should do some research in natural shining options also under the hashtag soft walls. How you can action this? You can action this by using the season's silver light color story to create a cool, sophisticated aesthetic and a updated layered tonal direction. Try to create single color items that can be styled together to enable users to generate a very unique palette. Try to experiment with fibers that hold a reflective shine, either in velvets or velours or satins or cottons, which are paired with powdery matte fabrics. The next is optical geos. Through this, try to give your home textiles an optical illusion and a digitally enhanced appearance via via some futuristic kind of serene, futuristic kind of geographic print. So evolve the previous season's precision craft story. हमने पिछले season में precision craft करके एक story बताई थी. By making 3D effects and angular shapes in repeat material constructions. For inspiration, look at San Francisco founded Luna Textiles. So Luna Textiles, what they are doing is that they are using a gradient in their cuboid repeat with floating lines to enhance the level of intricacy. This example of the example that I'm giving is actually made up of 41% post-consumer recycled waste, 44% cotton, and 15% nylon, making it durable for hard-wearing surfaces. Also, you should look at, for inspiration, there's a New York-based brand called Polak Outdoor Upholstery, which is made from 96% post-consumer UV polyester and is bleach cleanable. And how you can action this is by trying devore or contrast low and high pile heights to create definition. Include metallic yarns for added visual appeal. Then you go to watery waves, which is another story. But it's really, the name suggests everything. Try to look to the depths of the ocean to inspire yourself. Create a relaxing collection with unexpected movements detailed on the surface. Creating unique patterns which reflect the mesmerizing movements of the ocean. मतलब मुझे तो personally oceans और seas बहुत ही पसंद है. तो अगर मुझे कभी भी if ever given a choice to go to a seaside or to a mountain, I always prefer a seaside. Temperature come ho to nothing like it, but it's very peaceful. So try to reflect those mesmerizing movements of the ocean. It has like that dream like relaxing you know element to it. It's completely unexplainable for someone who really likes it. So look at this third picture in the row, in row one, wherein the developer has actually created undulating waves in crisp white upholstery velvet. मतलब ये ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे white रेत पे हवा से naturally कुछ design बना है. So at the same time, first picture में जो आप रग देखेंगे, first picture in row one, in the top row is actually inspired by crashing waves of the sandy shore. मतलब it actually is giving you a feeling कि आधा sand है और आधा waves आ रहे हैं sand के ऊपर, तब ये ऐसी इस मतलब waves बन रही है. So very remarkable direction for vacations, either by the beach or poolside, and try to use stock options which are suitable for outdoors. Try to stock your textile decor to provide consumers with an overall look of the whole story. Transport your audience through this story, through this range. Try to transport your audience to a calming landscape, like I just mentioned, कि एक अलग ही तरह की serenity होती है. So, to a calming landscape by featuring waves and ripples across wovens and printed products. Detail, abstract or more literal recreations of water in all over applications, suitable for curtains, flooring, throws and cushions. उसके बाद हम आते हैं ड्राई डेजर्ट पे. अगेन जिनको डेजर्ट पसंद है वो डेजर्ट भी एक अलग ही तरह का लैंडस्केप और टेक्सचर है. सो दिस स्टोरी अपडेट्स द लैंडस्केप टेक्सचर ट्रेंड फ्रॉम spring summer 23 with a broader variety of textile constructions and colors inspired by sun baked earth. So collaborate with a color studio or a dye expert to experience working directly with nature. This approach can give your range an authentic finish and is suitable for a series of cushions, placemats, or tapestries. So define dimension via mixed fibers, cut pile methods, or laser etched finishes. How you can action this? Try to introduce pigmented tones to bring newness to the story. Test retracted textures, boucles, slubs, or thick and thin yarn types to recreate the tactile look of dehydrated geological surfaces. इसके बाद हम आए camouflaging textures पे. The name of the direction is camo textures. Again, if you remember, and if you've been a part of the previous webinars, in autumn winter 23-24, we spoke about moss touch as a story, which had very short pile textiles and very engineered camouflage kind of a designs. So in this story also, one will have to experiment with ways of generating a unique camouflage style within the fabric construction. So एक brand है Dedar, DEDAR. It uses 5 different colored warp threads in its upholstery jacquard. And although the design isn't repeat, it displays blurred contours because it is overlaid on a chevron pattern weave, resulting in an organically formed look. So try to feature multicolored yarns as a more approachable route for a complete coverage. तो आप क्या करेंगे इसमें? Try to test relief in rugs and upholstery fabrics, or play with the assortment of colors to create that speckled kind of consistency. The overall look can be intensified by choosing tinted darks as an underlying tone or as accents along with metallics. Then we have supernatural textiles, again tapping into Senscape's multisensorial nature theme and mysterious skins and digital filters, which are inspiring our supernatural textile, is the underlying, you know, underlying fate of this this story. So try to create awe-inspiring finishes using sultry sheen fabrics and pixelated patterns. Include colors like cyber darks and combine them with escapist pastels to evoke a digital dreamlike quality. Metallics are a must have for this direction and they are bringing an upmarket look to everyday soft furnishings. So जो भी brands या आपके buyers जो बहुत digital print देखते हैं या kind of बहुत futuristic designing करते हैं उनके लिए ये story बिल्कुल perfect बैठेगी. So how can you action this? You can action this by dedicating a small series of statement pieces created via jacquards, knits, printed deep pile velvets or satins. And you can market this as a luxurious look collection with items that can add a touch of glam to space. So try to offer decorative trims, curtain ties, cushion fronts, and try to ease your audience into this angle of supernaturality before actually using it for larger hero pieces. बिल्कुल जैसे हमने पिछले वाले के बारे में बात करी थी, जो हम हेयरलूम फ्यूचर हेयरलूम पीस जिसको बोल रहे थे, छोटी छोटी चीजों से शुरू करिए, उनको आदत डालिए इसकी, लेट देम लाइक इट एंड देन इन्वेस्ट इट. Coming on to colors for spring summer 24. तो हमारी फर्स्ट स्टोरी है प्रोटेक्ट एंड कनेक्ट. प्रोटेक्ट एंड कनेक्ट के कलर्स आपके सामने हैं. बड़ा सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी नाम है, प्रोटेक्ट एंड कनेक्ट. This season's colors align with wellness themes and bring comfort to the home. Trusted neutrals are vital for plain wovens, and sun-kissed pales are the colors which provide warmth for color shifting designs, while nourishing greens appear in embroidered botanicals. The colors are very nostalgic, very they enliven the mini interventions of folk and boho narratives, and there are pigmented tones which are working very, very well in considered contrasts across artisanal directions. The next story is Senscapes. Now, this story, as you can very clearly see, it features some barely there pastels and deep tinted darks to create a escapist as well as a digitally driven narrative. So greens and blues are essential for water inspired and textural camouflage weaves, while warmer tones of oat milk, yellow mustard, and astro dust can be used to enrich boucle and retracted fabrics. And cool metallic yarns are key for heightening the allure of designs. And the third and the last story is the creative reset, which is going to enliven the creative reset's exuberant textiles using the season's highs and lows to develop characterful designs. Try to apply this color in solid fields to deliver a contemporary and minimalistic aesthetic. Pink, flash, and sweet mandarin are the colors which are the must haves for the season. Crimson, sea kelp, and nutshell evolve retro themed narratives across plush velvets and corduroy. Try to use dusted grape to bring an opulent feel to heritage directions, which include passementerie and woven jacquards. And with this, we come to the end of the home furnishing and today's presentation. And the floor is now open to questions. Amla, are there any questions that you can take?
Yeah. I just think that till now that I don't have any much questions other than only the last questions and suggestions people had. The recording of the presentation will be definitely shared to each and everyone. Please advise bedding collection inspiration. Do you have anything that you would want to share in bedding, Urvashi?
देखो अभी तो right now we are not doing bedding, we've only done textiles. तो वो तो पूरी information available है ही WGSN website पे. It's not that it is not there, but right now we were only supposed to cover home furnishing and floorings. So that's what we've done, and the textile direction. So I wouldn't remember it at the back of my hand because I'm not like a designer, तो मैं immediately तो कुछ भी नहीं बता पाऊंगी. But definitely there is a lot to do with bedding, which is available on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can subscribe to it, or you can take Amla's help, and she will guide you guys through.
All right. So now that the bedding thing has been okay. So सबका सबसे पहला Ruchi ji, I would only recommend how much people want the recording of this thing. So yes, आपको थोड़ी देर तो नहीं, but I would say in our next day or two, you will get the recording of the presentation. Now you had asked me about bedding. I would only recommend each one of you to start seeing in terms of bedding, you're looking at the quilted bedding or you're looking at the tufted ones, what kind of bedding you're looking at, that is one thing. But जो main focus आज उर्वशी का था वो prints और उनके styling पर था. I have a lot of people who are also dropping me messages here with their requirements of what they are looking at. So I am going through that also. But having said that, when people are asking me about, so there is one more question which talks about any production trends on handmade carpets. Sir, जो trend and forecast हमने आपको prints के लिए दिया है, वो पूरा का पूरा तो follow नहीं हो सकता carpets पे, but definitely there are a lot of patterns that can be absorbed in carpets, depending on कि आप machine पे काम करते हैं कि hand पे काम करते हैं. But इस वक्त इस सिचुएशन में पोस्ट कोविड पैटर्न इज वन थिंग विच इज मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट एंड मोस्ट एसेंशियल एट द सेम टाइम. अगर आपका पैटर्न सही है, अगर आपके पास पुराने स्क्रीन्स पड़े हुए हैं, आपके पुराने मोटिव्स पड़े हुए हैं या पैटर्न्स प्रिंटेड पड़े डिजिटल प्रिंट्स बने हुए रखे हैं, I would only recommend a lot of people to start using the right kind of colors with the similar kind of a thing. However, what Urvashi had also explained in her few of her slides that the brighter tones are in. I was in Maison Objet this September, and I have witnessed a lot of people only introducing bright citric colors, accent colors, and उसमें कोई भी print and pattern exist नहीं करता. Even if it comes to carpet, there is nothing. There were solid colors that were also introduced, and that was something new. So overall, when it comes to an exhibition, I only saw 20% of newness in the exhibition, and which was all about bright tones. So I would recommend you all to blindly go ahead with this. But now that you're especially asking me for handmade carpets, ऐसा कुछ भी specific बताने जैसा नहीं है इसमें. There are people who are asking for the recording. Yes, I think this will be the third time that I will say that everybody will get the recording of the seminar, and they all will be given the video and the audio. तो ये recording ही नहीं जाएगी. You will not only just listen, but you will also listen to what the conversation is all about. तो अगर किसी की screen बंद हो गई थी बीच में या कुछ miss हुआ है, तो आप उसको review कर सकते हैं so that you can cope up from whatever little has been missed. Sir, PPTs are never shared. This is our ritual. हम PPTs कभी share नहीं करते हैं, हम सिर्फ recording share करते हैं because PPTs में majority time क्या होता है कि आपको उसका support नहीं मिलता है कि वो क्या बोल रहे हैं. तो it's easier and it's more sensible to send audio, so the recording of the thing. So it's going to be audio and the video which will be shared to you. Apart from velvets, jacquards, please, sir, so Simranjit ji, I would not say a yes to that material at the moment. I would still want you to stick to the materials that are recommended. I'm not sure if there is a buyer who has recommended you this particular material, तो आप उस पे काम करो. But अगर आप trend and focus follow करना चाहते हो, तो please jacquard and velvets पे ही काम करो. Please suggest new Pantone color for 24 in textile. सर पैंटोन स्पेसिफिकली टेक्सटाइल और रग्स के लिए कोई कलर नहीं देता. पैंटोन जनरल कलर देता है. उर्वशी, you want to put something here?
Yeah. So Pantone का जो color है, which is the lavender color, which they are calling very peri, right? लेकिन वो ये like she said, वो color across categories है. It is not कि ये fabric में use होगा, वो तो paint के लिए भी यही color बोल रहे हैं.
ऐसा होता है कि
अगर आप WGSN वेबसाइट देखेंगे तो वहां पे हम की कलर्स बोलते हैं, वी नेवर से अ कलर ऑफ द ईयर। तो अगर आप WGSN वेबसाइट पे जाके ये देखें, द मेन कलर ऑफ 2024, आपको कभी वो जवाब नहीं मिलेगा। आप लैवेंडर कलर की ऑडी चलाएंगे क्या? या अपने कमरे में एप्रिकॉट क्रश करके कलर लगाएंगे क्या? नहीं लगाएंगे, यू नो। सो इट इज अ वो उन्होंने कलर ऑफ द ईयर दिया कि हमें लग रहा है कि मोस्टली या सबसे ज्यादा प्रेवलेंट ये कलर होगा, राइट? बट देन देर आर की कलर्स, लाइक से फॉर एग्जांपल एक पैलेट है आपका, सो WGSN कहता है कि एक लैवेंडर कलर चलेगा, लैवेंडर के टोन में जो कलर्स आ रहे हैं वो चलेंगे, जिसको हम ऑर्किड बोल रहे हैं हमारे उसमें। एक चलेगा एप्रिकॉट क्रश, जो कि ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में काफी प्रेवलेंट होगा। जैसे आई एम श्योर आप तो सब एक्सपोर्टर्स हैं, आप ऑटोमोबाइल्स काफी फॉलो करते होंगे। तो सिट्रोयन की कार्स देखिए आप, एप्रिकॉट कलर आ रहे हैं ऑडीज में, एक एप्रिकॉट क्रश करके कलर आ रहा है। पेंट्स में, एज टेक्सटाइल्स में, पेंट्स में, होम फैब्रिक्स में, फर्निशिंग में ऑरेंज कलर आएगा, जबरदस्त आएगा, बट वो एक ट्रिम की तरीके से आएगा, या वो एक एक्सेंट कलर के तरीके से आएगा। फिर एक है ऑलिव ग्रीन, वो भी बहुत अच्छा कलर है, मॉस ग्रीन या ऑलिव ग्रीन जिसको बोलते हैं, वो जरूर आएगा टेक्सटाइल में। सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी रियली प्रेवलेंट। मतलब आई हैव सीन ब्यूटीफुल ग्रीन कलर इन द Zara store in a satin fabric. It's looking amazing. मतलब anybody could pick it up at any price point at Zara. So that is the beauty of the color, right? So I think I'm right, Amla. मतलब इतनी ही डिजाइन इंफॉर्मेशन है, मेरे को ज्यादा नहीं है।
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to locate that screen for them to get satisfied. Because a lot of our members are not part of WGSN and we try to facilitate them with the things. So I'm just trying to find out if I can get the slide for them to see the color.
मैं भी ढूंढती हूँ at the same time. आप करिए next question handle करिए, मैं
Yes, yes. So there are some people who are also asking me कि उसका login ID password क्या है. So well, उसका login ID password as such is not. It's a paid account. People take that account on paid this thing. So that's a paid service basically. And I don't know if I'm opening the right slide, but just allow me. Anyways, I'll go to the next question if there is. How many? Okay, so Urvashi, you can drop your details here. There are people who are looking at WGSN membership as well. So just put it to everyone. No, don't put it to everyone. Yes, it is a paid service. And so, sir, I think Hitesh ji, you'll just have to connect with me for this and I'll be able to guide you through. Is there any question in terms of, okay, so if there is, so how we were answering Anirudh ji in terms of his question ki koi color forecast 24 ka textile or rugs के लिए ठीक उसी तरह there are other people who are asking me specific colors for print or specific colors for things. See, होता क्या है, जब भी आप ट्रेंड्स एंड फोरकास्ट पढ़ते हैं सारे कलर चलते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता कि ये कलर नहीं चलेगा, ब्लैक नहीं चलेगा या व्हाइट नहीं चलेगा या पिंक नहीं चलेगा, चलते सारे कलर हैं, बट कुछ कलर्स डोमिनेंट होते हैं और वो टॉप 5 टॉप 6 कलर्स ही होते हैं जो ज्यादा डोमिनेंट होते हैं। इसका मतलब ये भी नहीं है कि पूरा का पूरा आप स्टैंड उस कलर का कर दीजिए। It means that when you will be developing products that will have more colors of that kind, or you could use the palette of that kind. Like what Urvashi also said कि automobile industry में भी colors हैं। एक टाइम आया था जब हम लोग colors जो थे वो cosmetic से निकाल रहे थे, कोई और source नहीं था उस वक्त, people were taking out and drawing colors from cosmetics. So now I will not say that the cosmetic colors will be the color that you will use on your textile. So it has to be. So there was a slide जहाँ पर उर्वशी ने आपको कलर्स दिखाए थे कुछ जो इस पर्टिकुलर ईयर में चलने वाले हैं और उसमें उसके पैंटोन नंबर्स नहीं होते, उनके अपने डिजिट्स होते हैं। आप उन नंबर्स को भी फॉलो करके सही कलर निकाल सकते हैं, then it'll be easier for all of you to look for the colors. I don't see anybody having any other question as of now.
I will just share. I would like to share one report, and
Okay, please
they
do
will
that.
have a good idea of what kind of reports are available on WGSN and what kind of color. आप ये देखिए.
Sure, please do that. Yeah.
Can you see everybody? Can you see?
Yeah, Urvashi.
Yeah. Okay. So अब हमारी एक रिपोर्ट है which says फैशन के लिए कलर ऑफ द ईयर 2024 apricot crush. ठीक है, तो अब आप ये देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ये फर्स्ट पिक्चर जो है एप्रिकॉट क्रश, एक इंस्पिरेशनल इमेज है ये. This is not a real image, it is a designed image on designed by WGSN on a 3D or like a kind of a PPT या जो भी है कैनवा पे या जिस पे भी कोई भी हमारा सॉफ्टवेयर है उस पे डिजाइन करा है. तो ये इंस्पिरेशनल पिक्चर है. अब इसमें ये हमने कलर ऑफ द ईयर तो बता दिया, ठीक है. इट इज रिफ्रेशिंग. क्यों है कलर ऑफ द ईयर? बिकॉज इट इज रिफ्रेशिंग, एनर्जेटिक, इट इज रेजुविनेटिंग, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. अब इसकी कलर एवोल्यूशन क्या है कि ये पीच कलर था ऑटोमेंटेड 21-22 में, फिर फेडेड सिट्रस हुआ 22-23 में, देन इट बिकेम पपाया स्मूदी इन स्प्रिंग समर 23. अब एक नॉर्मल आई को ये कलर भी एप्रिकॉट क्रश लगेगा, ये भी एप्रिकॉट क्रश लगेगा, ये भी एप्रिकॉट क्रश लगेगा, अनलेस यू आर सीइंग ऑल ऑफ देम टुगेदर. उसके बाद वी आर ट्रैकिंग दिस कलर एंड वी आर सीइंग हाउ इट इज इवॉल्विंग. सबसे पहले एज अ मैक्रो फोकास्ट हुआ, फिर फैब्रिक्स में आया, फिर आई शैडोज में आया, लिपस्टिक में आया, फाइनली जाके टेक्सटाइल्स में आया, बट इन अ वेरी म्यूटेड वे, राइट. उसके बाद इन्फ्लुएंसेस कहाँ से लिए गए हैं? 3D आर्टिस्ट से लिए, इससे नेल पेंट से लिए. उसके बाद देन यू हैव टू यूज एप्रिकॉट क्रश विद सनसेट शेड्स टू क्रिएट अ ग्लोइंग इफेक्ट. नाउ यू सी ये कितना डायरेक्शनल शू है एसिक्स का. इस पे सिर्फ एप्रिकॉट क्रश तो नहीं यूज करा, लेकिन उसके साथ तो बेसिकली होता क्या है, कलर ऑफ द ईयर का फैशन में क्या मतलब है कि आप उसको लेके बहुत सारे कॉम्बिनेशंस के साथ मिलाएंगे और उससे एक इफेक्ट निकल के आएगा. समझ रहे हैं आप? सो दैट इज व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द कलर ऑफ द ईयर. अब जैसे ये वाली इमेज है, दिस इमेज व्हिच आई एम होवरिंग माय इंडिकेटर ऑन. अब इसमें आप वेरी पेरी को बोलेंगे कलर ऑफ द ईयर, ग्रीन को बोलेंगे या एप्रिकॉट क्रश को बोलेंगे, लेकिन ये एक अलग ही चीज निकल के आ रही है जब सब कुछ मिक्स हुआ तो, राइट. फिर इन्होंने ये ग्रीन के साथ इसको कवर वो करा है. फॉर रेस्टोरेटिव एंड नर्चरिंग प्रॉपर्टीज कंबाइन इट विद फ्रेश मिंट और अ सेज लीफ ग्रीन कलर. एंड देन देयर इज अ कंप्लीट एनालिसिस. एंड देन वी हैव अ कलर मेथोडोलॉजी कि कैसे आता है. फर्स्ट हमारा ग्लोबल कलर ऑब्जर्वेशन होता है, फिर हम डेटा एनालिसिस करते हैं, देन वी डू अ कलर सिलेक्शन, देन देयर इज अ की कलर सिलेक्शन, देन देयर इज अ कलर हेल्थ चेक होता है, फिर लॉन्जिविटी स्ट्रेटजी होती है, फिर कलर सिलेक्शन होता है, फिर कलर का को नाम दिया जाता है, उस पर बैप्टिज्म होता है, फिर उसके बाद पैलेट लॉन्च होता है. सो दिस इज व्हाट आवर entire color life cycle is at WGSN. So there are a lot of steps to actually decide a color palette. It is always advisable to go with the palette and not go with the only a color selection, because कहाँ तो step 6 पे color selection आ रहा है, लेकिन evolve होते होते वो palette launch पे आ जाता है finally. Okay, I hope I made things a bit clearer.
All right, Urvashi. So we don't have any further questions for today. So I thank you, each one of you who were part of the presentation. We will be soon sending you the copy of the presentation which we made, that is the recording of the presentation. And I thank Urvashi, Rajat, and Satpal for helping us getting this put up together. Anirudhji, yes, I can share you my number. Allow me 2 minutes. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you everybody. I think या तो overload of information हुआ है आज, या फिर सब कुछ बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आया है.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.